Hi, this is Ashton, and I talked about in my previous videos that I do have a mental illness, and to keep things entertaining and get out of those depressed feelings, why not do it with something I like? So I like video games and I like movies. So sometimes when I'm in my house alone and I talk out loud and I try to picture myself in a movie I like or make up a scene with the words I say and let my imagination go very, very far. But to make a game room, because I do a lot of thinking, and I thought maybe how cool would it be to have a game house? Like, what if all of a sudden Nintendo or PlayStation or Xbox, Microsoft made game houses, which the whole house is set up kind of like a smart house, but it is like a game. So, like being bored and being around the house, you can find you can incorporate it into a feeling of a game and almost make it reality because you let your mind go that far. And that's the biggest tool and the key you can use to have success when it comes to how you think in your mind. So, some things I can start with is get things in your house um that pretty much entertain you, things you like to do. Have that around your house and pick it up, look at it in different ways. And for instance, I'll take my, let's see, I like music, so I don't always have to have an instrument in my mind or in my hand. But in my mind, you can use something, for instance, let's see, there's blinds right here. So what I did with the blinds was I figured, what if each one of these were like piano notes, and you can press on these and play the piano music, and then you use this pull thing to open and close, and almost you could take it off and it could be like a wand for the game system, which is your house. But once again, I let my mind go that far and try to find out some entertaining things that you can make out of nothing. Another thing is have paintings on your walls, and I have a lot of paintings. I'm gonna just go around my room, and they're all at the top, like at the top of my wall and the ceiling. And I'll just go give you a look through my paintings, and I'll explain why I have these on my wall and what I think on making it in my mind. So here goes. So what I do with those is I know what I painted. I have it in my mind and what I thought about the paintings when I made them. But I use it when it comes to working with my memory. So with my memory, when you're walking around your house and you're bored and you're trying to think of stuff, because I think of a lot of stuff. So I take my time, even if it seems boring, I try to have so much patience and get through it because I know it's going to pay off. And what you do is you can walk around your house and have the paintings all around you, like all around you. And without letting your mind understand what you're thinking, just look to a picture and look to a different side of the picture. Look to that painting and don't know what you're going to think. Just allow yourself to think without knowing what you're thinking, if that makes sense. And that'll help with imagination and memory, or so it's helped me. And it's not that I want to keep the secrets to myself on how I cope with my mental illness and keeping it entertaining, but it's all about understanding it because I understand it myself, and you understand things yourself that you probably can't describe to other people, which I have a problem with sometimes. So I usually keep things to myself, but I figure, hey, why not? I spent a long enough time thinking how I think, why not share it with people? Why not try to describe it the best way I can till they get it or understand how I think in my mind? But you get better ideas. And the cool thing I got is with, you know how you get flies in your house? Keep them around for a minute. Don't kill them. Keep them around. And I figured that would be so cool if they made a game house and there were flies in there. And then, like, you watch how the fly is flying around you and how it lands, and sort of let your mind concentrate on the fly going around, moving around, landing, and then, just gosh, I wish I could explain it, but okay, so I kind of use it as like a strategy. I won't tell you what I mean by that, but hopefully it stands out, or you kind of have a ding moment or a bing moment, and you get, oh, I know what he's talking about, or I know how he's thinking. You know, I'm gonna let you have that fun in figuring it out, because I think that's the best way I can describe it. Letting you figure out how this works for me on what I tell you. But yeah, the flies, they're pretty cool. Let them come up to your hand and feel how the fly makes your hand feel, and you sort of take your mind outside of yourself and put it on that fly, and you're using the fly to give you feelings without actually you feeling the fly, but the fly's feeling you. And I hope that makes sense, but I'm gonna let you figure it out. Another one is um, having the TV on and trying to allow yourself to connect with the TV, almost as if the TV is speaking to you. Same thing with music. But like I said, I'm bored in my house every day, but I come up with ideas, and that'll just be so cool. With what little I told you, think about it. If you're like big game producers and designers, and you see my video, think about it. Get your own ideas from it. I have my own ideas, but then again, I'm not a game designer. But the best of my knowledge on what I think a game designer is, I apply it to myself. So you come up with your own game house, and let's see how far you further in entertaining your mind, and how your mind thinks, and that distorted reality of making it reality, or having video games and then you not having video games, but you want to play games so bad that you kind of make a game around you. And that's what I've been doing. But I do have a system. It's Xbox 360, and also with how you think your game house is, kind of incorporate the games and things and electronics around you, because you kind of first start off with nothing and you want all this technology because it's so cool and it's the future. But make the future, you know? And it's cool because you can incorporate the game in there. So, for instance, I have the Xbox. I'm learning how to talk to my Xbox like you can do, and motion everything. But take it deep in your mind and use your imagination on how you think your game house will work. But I'm gonna stop there. I'm gonna keep this video short because I don't want to give it all away. I'm just excited because I know somebody out there is gonna get it and they understand it. So um, I'm probably not the only one who's thought this before, and especially people within mental health and how they deal with their mental illness, looking at it as a game or a movie or anything. So I like the game version more than a movie, but you could work on story modes. That's a hint. Um, Training, and also there was this cool one. I'll let you know this one. There was this cool one. I was in a rooming board once when I was homeless, and then I got into a rooming board, and that was like 650 rent, way expensive than what I live in now. And um, there was these blinds, and the sun would hit the house in a way to where if the blinds were closed, there was this glow of light lining through the house, like there were lines of light. And I figured, if this was a game house, what if they made a game to where, let's for instance, we can call it Snake Ops, and the light that you see around will project images. So it projects an image. Let's say it's the category of a fighting game, a fighting arcade game, and the light projects a person, and you have to battle it. So being that we came so far in technology when it comes to video games, and now that there's motion sensors and detecting body motions, you wouldn't need a controller. So, like, the person would project from the light, and you sort of like you snake hands, and you could just like fight, and your score goes up on how many people you defeat. But this is all through your house, and I thought that would be so cool if they make that. But wouldn't people go crazy to come up with ideas like this? And I figured how cool it took me to go insane and come up with so much ideas like this. And they probably thought this already. They probably thought this from way back. But it's the fact of understanding it now and applying it to the technology and the future of what it is today. But I want to leave off with saying, come up with your own ideals. And if this made any sense, if this video made any sense, I mean, keep it going. Keep the what do you call it? Forward this, and probably you can make videos of how you think your game house is and forward that, and until it grows, and maybe game designers will get this hint or point if they haven't already, and possibly make future game houses for sale like a regular house, and think of so many things you could do with a game house. So I'm gonna end it there. I didn't show you nothing so extreme, but I think so imaginative in my brain that that would be cool if that can happen. So not gonna give it all away, but I'm gonna keep doing what I do, entertaining myself, and I hope you can do the same. Thanks for listening. Bye.